everyone, I'm Tanya with Ribbon Branch Crafts, and I'm here to bring you another cutie kit tutorial. So this one that's available in the shop today is the one that we're going to do for the popcorn bucket cutie guy. And I'm going to show you everything you get in the kit and how to make it. So you're going to get the foam base. I'm going to be having this for sale individually in my Etsy shop here in the next few weeks or so. And then you're going to get a pair of resin eyes, and then you're going to get some white clay, and you're going to get some yellow clay, and you're going to get some red clay. First step to making the popcorn design cutie is we're going to get some of our white out, and we're going to go ahead and roll it. We want it wide enough and long enough to cover our foam base. And we want this one just a little bit thick, okay? And we're going to take your tacky glue. You can also use super glue, just whatever you have handy and next to you. And we're going to put it right in the middle there. And then we're going to go ahead and fold this up around the base. Okay, and just kind of connect it together. Trim your excess. And then we're just going to go ahead and smooth that line a little bit. And we're going to take one side. We're going to cover that. Just bring the clay down with your fingers. Get it nice and covered. Okay, and we're going to flip it. And then we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so now we have our cutie all covered. So now we're going to go on to the next step of making it look like a bucket. For this part, you're going to pull out if you have your kit, you're going to pull out the red that you were given. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull some of that clay, and we're going to roll it in a ball. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to roll it into a nice long log. And it is important this will help you with practice rolling your logs. You want to try to get this as even as you can. Okay, so once we have us a good log of our red, we're going to start at one corner of our cutie, and we're just going to gently press, and then we're going to trim and then blend it and gently press. Okay, then we're going to go to the next corner and trim it, and then just gently press. And then we're gonna do just like that. We have all four corners with our little log of clay. So now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in between each of those corners with one strand of our clay. And do the exact same thing that you just did. We're going to do that all the way around as well. Okay, so we put one in between each one right in the center, and this is what you should have. So now the next step I'm going to show you with your kit is you're going to find the front of what side you want your face to be on, okay? And we're going to have that facing us. And we're going to take some of our clear tacky glue, and we're going to put a little glue where we want on either side of one of our red stripes, okay? Then after you do that, we're gonna take each eye and put it right next to our line, but not on it, okay? Just like that, okay? So that's what we have. Then the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of that same red and we're gonna roll a ball. And we're gonna put it right in the middle and then press just a little bit. And there's our nose. So the last step that we're gonna do for this is I'm gonna take my smile tool. You can get these in my Etsy shop. And I'm gonna use the larger side of what I call like the more primitive style smile. And I'm just gonna go in at an angle, just like this, and then drag it down just a little bit to give it a nice defined smile, okay? So then the last thing that we're gonna need to do for the face is we're gonna go ahead and color his, put a little color for his cheeks. Okay, and that's what you should have, okay? So now I'm gonna show you how to do the popcorn part. Okay, so the next step for your popcorn RBC kit is you were given some of this is the custard yellow if you're wanting to buy this separately for your own projects, but we're gonna take some of this and we're gonna create some butter drips. And typically when I do my own, I like to do hot glue sticks, and it gives a really nice melted butter effect. But for the sake of this kit, I wanted to give you something very easy where everything you need is right here and ready for you. So what we're going to do, that's just another option that you can do for your butter if you want to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with rolling a ball, and then we're going to create a nice cone shape just like this. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to very slightly flatten it, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and attach it to our character. Okay, now this is totally up to you how much or how little or how big of a butter splats that you want to be on your character. This part is totally up to you and your creativity. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another longer butter and I'm gonna put one just like this. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I'm gonna show you the next step, which is how to do the popcorn pieces if you don't have a mold. So we have our white that we pulled from the kit, and I'm gonna show you one of the ways that you can make a piece of popcorn if you don't have a mold or if you don't wanna buy one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll 3 balls that are about the same size. They don't have to be exactly the same, so don't worry too much about that. Okay. Now, the next part that we're gonna do is you're gonna need some sort of tool that can help you get, to help you push in the middle. So something like this would be a great thing to invest in if you want to do more of the clay. So we're just gonna put us like a little dent in there. Let me get a little bit bigger, I think. And we're just gonna kind of push it around just like that, okay? We're gonna do this with all 3 pieces. And if it gets a little misshapen, that's totally fine, because I mean, it's popcorn. So you don't want them all to look exactly the same anyway. Okay, so then the next thing that we're gonna do is you're gonna take your scissors and we're just gonna snip in a few spots. Watch your fingers on the top, to give it a little bit more of that popcorny look. Okay, just like that. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a little bit of the custard yellow that's in your kit, and I'm just going to roll me a little bitty ball, and I'm just going to kind of smush it in there just like that. And now this is the time where you can, you know, just cut more or cut less, just however you want. But here's one kernel that we're going to use. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this with our other two. Okay. Just clip it a little more. There's two. And then we're going to do this again. Get your little ball. And we're just going to kind of smear it in there. And then just add it how you want. So now the next thing that we're going to do to create our popcorn is we're just going to take two of them and kind of put them together like this. And then we're going to take the other one, since this is laying flat on our surface, we're just going to, instead of putting it on the back to create a 3D one, we're going to put one off to the side. Okay. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of popcorn and we're just going to go ahead and gently press it in there, and take your tool just to kind of get it to sit. And then you can add a little more if you want of the detail. And there we have our first piece of popcorn. Okay. So we're going to make this exact same way, and you're just going to make as many pieces or as little pieces as you want to fill up our bucket. Okay. Another way that you can add your popcorn on is we're going to take and we put our little ball of our yellow in there. Okay. Do the clips like I showed you, just like this. Okay. And once you get that where you want it, you can also just set it directly on, just like this, and then push it in that way. If that is a little easier for you, you can also do it this way as well and get the exact same effect, since we're stacking this instead of making individual pieces. Okay, so now I've got, this is what it looks like after you get your popcorn. Now you can stack this as high or leave this fairly low. This is the way that I'm gonna go with this. Another thing that you can do is I'm gonna go ahead and add some little butter drips in the areas where our popcorn is, okay, just to give it a little bit more extra. Okay, just like that. Just so it looks like we have butter all throughout our little character. And just tuck them here and there until you get to about what you like. Okay. And then now I'm going to show you, this is it. I mean, this is very easy. I'm going to go ahead and show you what you can add to this. If you have a glue gun and you have the yellow glue sticks, I will show you the effect if you want to add that, what this will add to your piece if you have it. I think I might add just a couple more, you know, bring them down just a little bit and make it look like it's kind of spilling over just a little bit. And I will be right back to show you how to do the glue part. Okay, so I just added a couple more, see, going down just the sides here. So it looks like he's overflowing just a little bit. So now if you you don't have to do this step, but this is for this part is for if you're a little more advanced in this craft and you have these tools at your home and you want to add this effect as well. I'm going to show you what to do. So I have these glue sticks here. I get these on Amazon, and I have a glue gun that's specifically for just this type of thing. And once your glue gun heats up, okay, we're literally just squirting it where we want it to go. And we're just gonna go around and on top, just wherever you think it would look like buttery popcorn flowing. Okay. There's no right or wrong way to add this if you want. It's just whatever you think looks good, or however you want to create this. Okay. I'm just gonna go in just little random spots to make it look like it's dripping. Make sure you put a little bit on the sides so it matches with the rest of your character. Okay. And then once you're done with that, like I said, you don't even have to do this part. It's only if you want to just add that extra something. And there we go, you guys. You just learned how to do the RBC pumpkin or popcorn bucket kit. And I hope that you enjoy this design. Be careful with the glue because it does make your strings. So I hope you all enjoyed this craft, and I hope that you have a very blessed day, and stay tuned for the next cutie kit. God bless.